building an exceptional career in the world of AI. All right. So I think we all have a certain amount of familiarity with this topic. So I'll just give you a few highlights. See, please understand, if you look at the downsides that AI brings and what we know today, there is a huge majority of jobs that are exposed to AI risk, which means as AI automates things, what will happen? All of the lower complexity tasks can get replaced, right? And that is the disruption that AI will cause. The other thing is, it's going to be all repetitive, transactional, so think bank tellers, think, customer service, BPO, KPO. So those are the kinds of jobs, and you must know this, India produces 15 lakh engineers every year. 80% of them find jobs in customer service. So certainly, job creation needs to catch up. And there is a good side and a bad side to this. Where are these jobs located? Most of them are around the bigger tier 1 cities, especially the technology hubs. Bangalore, NCR, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, right? So tier 2 India is yet developing the AI promise. Now, we have to reskill and upskill our workforce. And we are the world's talent factory. We are 20% of the global workforce. That presents a huge challenge because the demographic dividend is in our favor. There is almost 1 billion people in the country at an average age of 28. Now, compare that to a country like Japan or Korea or China, where you have 2 people for every 1 retiree, 2 working professionals for every 1 retiree. In India, that number is 5 working professionals for every 1 retiree. And this is going to stay in our favor for the next 30, 40 years. But the question is, what are we going to do with that demographic dividend? Are we going to upskill and reskill our workforce to become the hub for AI? Or are we going to be a victim to the power of AI? That's right. So, a lot of organizations are taking on this disruption by themselves. So if you look at companies like Amazon or Intel or TCS or Accenture, these companies were all products of the internet age. And the AI age is going to create more millionaires in 5 years than the internet created over 20 years. So these companies are causing this disruption. The layoffs that you're noticing that are happening, and so far, layoffs.fyi, which is a great site, it talks about how over 112,000 jobs have been lost because of this disruption. But this disruption, it's important to understand right now, is self-created. Because these companies were a product of the internet age, they don't want to get left behind in the AI age. So they are saying, can we become more efficient? Can we become more lean? And they are causing this disruption because they want to emerge as a winner from the AI age. Now, if you look at some of the positives that come from AI, so the first thing is, if you look at jobs and job postings that explicitly ask for AI as a skill set, that number is up 150% in the last half decade. In the first 2 quarters of this year, 38% more opportunities that ask for AI as a specific skill versus job descriptions that don't carry the word AI, they are only trending 8% up. So it's a 5-fold increase. That's how strong this trend is. See, please understand, this is a very massive, wave. It is kind of like thinking like how humanity at one time discovered fire and how it changed our world, or how we discovered the wheel and that allowed us to move around, right? Otherwise, a person would live and die within a 5-mile radius of where they were born, right? So AI is that big a wave. It's like fire or like the discovery of the wheel. Today, AI has a IQ of about 1,000 in every subject. In 2 years, this is going to be 10,000 in every subject. In 5 years, it may be 1 million in every subject. That's how big a wave this is. Now, salaries naturally for this skill are also more premium. So what happens when a new technology is launched or a new thing comes to market? Initially, it is available only with very few. And that is where you can charge a premium. But then, as everybody does the courses on AI, learns AI, it becomes a part of our everyday work life, then that premium will go down, right? So these are just some things to keep in mind. So there has been a shift from hiring based on experience, hiring based on your degree and your credentials, to now people being hired for the skill. And what's important to understand is when they are looking at the skill set, because it's new and it's needed, they are willing to look away from a lot of other things. But that eventually is not sustainable. There is something even bigger than AI, something even deeper than AI that is working, and that is what needs to be understood. So AI is not just about automation, it is also about augmentation. Okay? It's going to make processes more efficient and faster. But when it comes to things like human judgment, your creative imagination, when it comes to things like building relationships, that is what AI cannot replicate as of yet. And all that science is telling us, a neural network cannot become conscious. So from that perspective, so far, all of the deep research that has been done, it will never replace a human. It will be a great tool for human beings to create a better quality and a better standard of life. So we are integrating AI into every aspect of our program, from building an initial list of companies, to the interviewing process, to the research process, to the resumes, the online profiles. And as a result, what is happening is, what used to take 60 to 90 days in being able to get a new job is now down to a week. So it's much more immediate. So these are some of the benefits that it will bring, and it's not just in the career space. It's going to be across multiple aspects of life. Now, it is predicted, and this was a survey in the Times of India a few months ago, that by 2027, we will have 2.3 million AI-related jobs. But we will have only 1 million trained professionals. So there will be a great gap. And that gap, again, will allow those trained professionals to charge a premium for a while till it becomes more mainstream.